Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop, and I still got a mess in here, so I'm going to take the opportunity to fix something for my sister. I went down to Menards and I bought a kit to rebuild a lamp. Now I've got one done and we're going to throw the other one together. These had really cheap plastic sockets on them with a collar that was hooked to a lampshade forced down on the top of this plastic. And of course, they all broke. So we're going to replace them. This style unscrews. The metal ones press on. So we're going to take the wires off of this thing. Now you want to keep track of which wire is hooked to which screw. It does make a difference. I used to watch Yankee Workshop and he made a bunch of lights. He wired them all and he made the comment, it doesn't matter which wire goes on which screw. Well, it does. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't make polarized plugs. One of these blades are wider than the other. And so are all the outlets today. You have to plug this in the correct way in an outlet, or you can get a shock off your lamps when you're changing the bulbs in the lamp. This unscrews off the top of a piece of threaded tubing, and that's how they get the wire up here. Now this kit comes with, what do they call them? A harp. Okay. What else you gonna call it? You want to take the bracket for the harp and put that on before you put on the socket. I'm going to back this nut off a little bit down here so I have a little bit more thread sticking up. Now you take the socket base and screw it on. As you can see, the threaded rod or threaded tube is gone. That's because they have a weight in the bottom of these lamps. So just pull up on the wire and it will come out for you so you can screw the base on. Now when you take these wires off of the original socket, you can make a mark on one of them with a black marker to let you know which one is the polarized one. And just screw the socket base back on. This is really quite simple. You want to hold the tube on the bottom with a pair of pliers so it doesn't turn, and then tighten up the socket base. When you do that, be careful, this edge is sharp and you will cut your fingers. We're almost done. Now, if you forgot to mark the wire up here, to find the wire, you can either use a meter and hook it onto the polarized and check for the wire. Or there's a simpler way. The two wires coming out of the plug, on the side, one wire is smooth. The other wire has ribs on it. That's the neutral side of the socket. All sockets, all outlets have gold screws and they have silver screws. The polarized wire, you can feel the ribs. That's your neutral line. That goes on the silver screw. And you just tighten that bugger up. Other wire goes on the gold screw. Now I'm probably going to get a lot of comments that's telling me you didn't tie the UL approved knot up here so the wire doesn't get pulled through and rip loose from the socket. They already have the knot down here that stops it from coming out of the lamp base, so I don't have to fool around with that. You want to get your cover and make sure that the little guy in China that made this, assembled it for you, did actually put the cardboard, let's see if I can pull that out, probably can't. There is a cardboard tube inside of here, and I can't pull that out. You really got that bugger pressed in there. I guess I'll pull it out far enough you can see it. That's what insulates the heads of these screws from touching this metal cover. You don't want to grab a hold of that. Pull the wire back through. Now you want to position this switch so it's not in way of the hanger for the lampshade. And when you shove this down in there, you want to line up the ribs on the top part of the socket with the bumps on the bottom of the socket, and you will hear it snap into position. And that's not going to come out of there. Now if you want to, we'll check it before we finish this thing up. Three-way light, they all work. That'll make my sister happy. And then you just put your harp back on here. Is that what they call it? Yeah, that's what they call it, I guess. I guess seeing they made it, they can call it anything they want. Then these little rings fall down. It keeps that from coming off. Now I can deliver them tomorrow night and make her happy. The next video is going to be assembling this. It's a customer's that he sent to me because he's having all kinds of trouble getting the bearings in. And when we do that one, I'll tell you why and what's wrong with that and why he had so much trouble. So that's it, a very simple and quick process of fixing an old lamp. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe. It is totally free. You don't have to pay anything, and it really will help me out. So until next time, work safe, have fun, and we'll talk to you soon. So long.